Welcome back. Some of you, I've seen you 3 days now. I saw you Monday, I saw you Tuesday, and now I'm seeing you today. This is so cool. Yesterday, you'll remember we did a math lesson. We worked our math brains really hard. But on Wednesday's our reading day, so we're going to be doing a read aloud today. And actually, I gave you a little clue. On Monday, I told you that we were going to be using the mood meter to describe how characters are feeling. And so I know you guys started maybe guessing what book are we going to read to do that. And if you guessed Matthew and Tilly, you won. I'll send you a prize. Matthew and Tilly is a book you might remember. We read this book all the way back in the winter. We used this book to make connections, thinking about a time where we can relate to something that Matthew and Tilly were doing or how they were feeling. Today, though, we're going to use this book just to help us remember the different ways we can feel and to think, why do we feel that way? Or why do Matthew and Tilly feel that way? Why are they feeling yellow? Why do they feel blue? Why do they feel red? Why are they feeling green? So let's read this book today, thinking about how the characters are feeling and why. Mr. Freiberg is still trying to figure out how to read a book to a camera like this. It's really hard for me to read it and also see the words and show you the pictures. So what I'm going to try today is I'm going to try my best to read the book like this, and then I'll let you zoom in to look at the pictures afterwards, okay? All right. Matthew and Tilly were friends. They rode bikes together, and they played hide and seek. So already I'm starting to think, if Matthew and Tilly are playing games together, they must really like each other. So maybe they're feeling green because they're just such great friends. I know that when I'm with my friends, I'm either feeling green, or if we're doing something like running around or something, maybe we're feeling yellow. They sold lemonade together. When business was slow, they played sidewalk games together. So they sold lemonade, they made lemonade and they would sell it to people. And then when business was slow, that means when people weren't buying the lemonade, they would play sidewalk games like, hopscotch. And sometimes they ate ice cream cones together. I know that if I'm eating ice cream with a friend, I'm feeling probably either really green or really yellow because I love ice cream and I love being with my friend. So those two things would definitely make me feel green or yellow. Once they even rescued a lady's kitten from a tree together. Wow. So this kitten must have been stuck up in the tree, and together they worked together, Matthew and Tilly, to rescue it. They must have felt proud. Proud would be in the green color, so maybe you could say something like, they feel proud because they rescued a cat. Say it with me. They feel proud because they rescued a cat from a tree. All right. Now I'm going to start asking you how you think they feel. So now it's your turn to really be thinking hard. The lady gave them money for bubblegum machines. These are bubblegum machines. You can put a quarter in them, and out comes bubblegum. So later they chewed gum together and remembered how brave they had been. Sometimes, though, Matthew and Tilly got sick of each other. One day, when they were coloring, Matthew broke Tilly's purple crayon. He didn't mean to, but he did. I noticed there's something up here. It says, sometimes, though, Matthew and Tilly got sick of each other. That just means they kind of got tired playing with each other. Sometimes that happens with me and my friends. Usually we like to play with each other, but then sometimes we kind of just want to take a break and play with someone else. Now, there was also another important part. You might remember when you read this book with Mr. Mello and Mr. Freiberg before, Matthew broke Tilly's crayon, and it says right here he didn't mean to break the crayon, but he still did. He still broke it. "You broke my crayon," said Tilly in her crabbiest voice. "It was an old crayon," Matthew said in his grouchiest voice. Grouchiest, again, crabbiest and grouchy both means that they were just very upset. "It was ready to break." "No, it wasn't," Tilly said. "It was a brand new crayon, and you broke it. You always break everything." "Stop being so picky," Matthew said. "You're always so picky and stinky and mean." Now this is the part, you might remember this. Tilly uses a word. It's a bad word. The author, though, the writer of the book, is using this word to show you how upset Tilly is. "Well, you're stupid," Tilly said. "You're so stupid and stinky and mean." I want you to think, how are Matthew and Tilly feeling right now? And why are they feeling that way? So you could say something like, they feel blank because blank. You could just focus on Tilly. Tilly feels, or Matthew feels. How are they feeling right now? Yeah, they're feeling pretty upset. They're pretty mad at each other. But why? Because why? Yeah, Tilly feels mad or angry because Matthew broke her crayon. Matthew feels angry because, I don't know, maybe he feels angry because, I don't know, it doesn't really, I don't know. Why do you think Matthew's feeling angry? He's definitely angry. He's yelling. He's saying mean things. Matthew's the one that broke her crown. I wonder why Matthew's angry. I don't know. Let's keep reading. Matthew stomped up the stairs by himself. Remember, stomping means he walked up the stairs in a very loud way. He was stomping his feet. Tilly found a piece of chalk and began drawing numbers and squares on the sidewalk by herself. It sounds like both of them are using our strategy. We know that one of our strategies when maybe we feel red or blue is just to walk away, have some time to cool down, think, spend time by yourself before you can maybe go back and join your friends again. So maybe that's the strategy they're choosing. Upstairs, Matthew got out his cash register and some cans so he could play store. That's his cash register. It's like something you use to when people want to buy something at a store. It's where you can put your money, or the store puts their money. He piled the cans extra high and put prices on everything. This was the best store he had ever made, probably because that picky and stinky and mean old Tilly wasn't around to mess it up. But he didn't have a customer. A customer is someone who buys the things. He didn't have a customer. And playing store without a customer, and playing store wasn't much fun without a customer. How's Matthew feeling right now? Matthew feels blank because and he can feel a couple things, because I hear some of you are saying maybe he feels green because he feels happy because he built a really good store. But Matthew's also feeling blue. Maybe he's feeling sad because why? Right, because Tilly's not there to play with him. He doesn't have someone to play with. So in this case, Matthew is feeling maybe green and blue. Green, he built a really good store. He's proud of himself. Blue, though, he has no one to play with. He kind of misses Tilly. Tilly finished drawing the numbers and squares. She drew them really big with lots of squiggly lines. This was the best sidewalk game she had ever drawn. Probably because and here's that word again. Remember, the author is using this word to show you how upset Tilly is at Matthew. Probably because that stupid and stinky and mean old Matthew wasn't around to mess it up. But she didn't have anyone to play with. And the sidewalk game wasn't much fun without another player. Is anyone making a connection between how Tilly feels? Where am I? How Tilly feels and how Matthew feels right now? What's the same about how they're feeling? Right, they're both feeling green because they're really proud of what they've done by themselves. Matthew made a play store. Tilly drew a beautiful sidewalk game. But they're both feeling blue because they have no one to play with. Matthew and Tilly are best friends. They do everything together, and now they have no one to play with. Matthew looked out the window and wondered what Tilly was doing. Tilly looked up at Matthew's window and wondered what he was doing. She smiled, just a little. That was enough for Matthew. "I'm sorry," he called. "So am I," said Tilly. And Matthew ran downstairs so they could play. Together again. At the end of the book, how did Tilly and Matthew feel? They feel blank because what color are they feeling at the end of the book? What are you thinking? I think we're all in agreement. They're feeling either yellow or green. They're feeling good. Because why? Because they're friends again. They're playing it together again with their friend. So maybe they're feeling green. They feel content. They feel calm. They feel ready to play, ready to learn. Or maybe they're feeling yellow. Maybe they're really excited. They really miss their friend. They're really excited to be back with their friend again. So, friends, thanks for reading with me today, Matthew and Tilly. Now it's your turn to read. I want you to remember to read for 30 minutes every day. Right now would be a good time to do that. So, once this YouTube video ends, pick up a book, log into Epic Books, however you read, and I want you to read for 30 minutes. As you read today, though, if it's a fiction book, I want you to think about how are the characters feeling. If it's a nonfiction book, if it's a real book, you can still try and maybe guess how characters are feeling. So maybe if you're reading a book about sharks, and you can think about how sharks might be feeling throughout the book. But it's a lot easier to do that if you're reading a fiction book, a make-believe book, and think about people and how they're feeling throughout the book. Anyway, it was great reading with you guys today. I'll see you here tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be doing a writing lesson, a writing activity. And then come back on Friday and we'll do a science activity with the plants. All right, I'll see you guys then. Take care. Bye.